Jason Bitbender Brink versus the Whales. We're going to be going over the newest update to the vote that's going to be coming up next week for the founder nodes. As well, at the very end, we're going to be going over some super spicy information that I'm worried might hurt my relationship with Gala, maybe some whales, but yeah, we got to cover it. We got to cover it. So, I'm Dr. Wookie. Let's jump in. All right, let's run through the update so we can get to that spicy stuff at the end. First thing first, 5.7 log switched to 6.5. What this did is basically made it a lot softer on those small node owners, meaning if you own 2 nodes, you're really only taking a 0.04 point quote hit per day on your bonus points. So you're still making 1.96 as you can see there. Even up to 5 nodes, 4.54 is not too shabby. The other thing that they went ahead and altered around is essentially you can burn 1 point per 500 Gala. We're in tranche 2 right now. If you don't remember what the tranches are, it's essentially which emission schedule we're in. And so if we go ahead and we click over here, you can see, here's the tranches: tranche 1, tranche 2, tranche 3, tranche 4. So we're right here, tranche 2, where we're earning about 12.5 million Gala for the founder node owners. And so essentially 1 point per 500 Gala. Remember, you're earning 1 point per day. Currently, you're only making 450 Gala per day. But with this new proposal, you can make significantly more. And one of the most important aspects of this vote that you cannot overlook is that this will be for 365 days. What that means is in about 9 months, we're going to be evaluating it. 10 months, we're going to be put forward a new vote to decide, hey, do we cap the points for like 365 days worth? Do we want to go on further? How's everybody feeling? We'll obviously see the human behavior during that time. Super important, not that big of a deal. 365 days, I think everybody can survive that. And if you can't because of costs, go to Greennode, link in my description. It's $4 a month, okay? You go ahead and you click this 4th of July sales, take a peek, and you're going to choose the $47.88 one, okay? $4 a month. Just about anybody can afford that, okay? And then maybe you want to hold for longer. And the last thing added in here was a quote free mint allowance each day, which is 5%, which currently earning 450 per day is around like 23 Gala per day that you can earn freely each day. So that comes out to about 9,000 Gala a year that you can mint for free if you're getting on there each day and minting. Some things we want to definitely discuss about the bonus pool. So, bonus pool is gone. It's essentially replaced by this burn and re-mint process. And as well as their 21 billion Gala burn they did. Essentially, if they did not do these two things right now, just to give you an idea, one node, you'd be earning 55 Gala per day. So Gala essentially bumped us up about, like 500% of our earnings, bringing us to 450 Gala per day by going ahead and doing this whole burn and remint process that we now have going on, as well as the 21 billion Gala. So that's Gala's way of basically saying, hey, this is why we're kind of, well, it's not the only reason they're scrapping the bonus pool. They scrapped the bonus pool because tons of things in there didn't really work or weren't associated with nodes specifically or too difficult to implement. In the future, yeah, maybe we'll see another kind of division 25, 25, 50 like we did previously. Who knows? Your node being down 1 day does not reset you. People have asked this question. So yeah, if you miss 1 day because your node was down, it doesn't reset your points. You simply don't earn an extra point for that day to stack on top of all your other points. You don't lose all your points when minting. All right, and your base points never change. What I mean by you don't lose all your base points when you're your points when you're minting, 1 point per 500 Gala. So if you only wanted to mint a couple thousand Gala, you only got to use a couple of those points. Sure, you'll be a little lower than somebody who's diamond handing, has never minted at all, but your base points will never change. So some guesses and predictions I want to go over real quick. If this proposal passes, single node owners will see an increase in their distro. It is hard to predict exactly how much. However, Anthony Ra, you can bother him for his Google Sheets that he has a bunch of examples of predictions and stuff. But essentially, one node, you could earn maybe almost 200K Gala in 180 days, depending, right, on human behavior. Versus the one node, if you were just earning normally, you earn about 164,000 Gala in a whole year, okay? So even at a whole year, you're not going to earn how much you could earn in 180 days if you diamond-handed. Once again, if every single person does that, or if there's a multi-accounting, it can definitely change numbers. but the 14,000 nodes are getting nuked, which we'll talk about in a second. Human behavior versus price. What I want to say is the points are going to go up and down. Why? Because if Gala hits a certain price, say 50 cents or $1, are you telling me the diamond hands are going to continue to diamond hand? That they're not going to mint and cash out any of this at any point? Because I'm telling you right now, I am a really good diamond hander. But if Gala hits a certain amount, yes, I am going to take some profits at certain points. Okay. So I don't have any worries about the points going up and down, because when the price hits a certain point, it will go up or down based on people minting a new Gala. This nukes the 14,000 node 2 owner whales, Eric and Wright. Yeah, maybe you don't know this, but the second person is Wright Thurston. How did I get this information? Well, there's a lot of OG members in the community, and multiple of them have confirmed to me that it's Eric and Wright. So the CEO, Eric, and Wright Thurston, who I believe started Gala with him, but is no longer with him. So let's talk a little bit about this, because I know that Wright Thurston here has been really pushing really hard for people to really vote no on this proposal. He does not want this proposal to go through. And the question is, why? I don't know this person individually. I don't know exactly who this person is. I've never talked to him. So I can't automatically say that he's like total garbage. What I can say is I can Google a bunch of things. So Gala Games was co-founded by Eric Schurmeyer, benefactor, Michael McCarthy, our Miranda's master, and Wright Thurston. For some reason, okay, obviously this is a stupid idea, but for some reason they decided to each take 7,000 nodes. Okay. I don't know how that worked out, but that's what they decided. Now, who is Wright Thurston? Well, if you look back or you Google him at all, Wright Thurston essentially founded this whole Greennode company with this green blockchain. Essentially, you're supposed to be able to pay $3,000 to buy a Greennode, and then you can run the software and essentially earn this green reward because everything's running on the green blockchain and all this stuff. Well, come to find out that the SEC is accusing him of fraud for $18 million in this crypto mining scheme. Essentially, what the SEC says is that they sold these 3,000 nodes, these green nodes that were supposed to mine the green token on the green blockchain, and that never happened. What they did is they used that $3,000 and they bought S9 ant miners for Bitcoin mining rigs. And then they passed this off as the quote green boxes to their investors. And the firm essentially mined Bitcoin, not green tokens. And the investors never received any Bitcoin. They would quote drop green tokens randomly to pretend that it was working. But this is what the SEC has stated, right? $18 million is how much he made. This was just his company. He is the CEO, and he used one other guy to basically advertise it. Okay, this Christopher Crone was the separate guy who was advertising it for it. Now, Wright Thurston and Christopher Crone, they filed motions to dismiss this case from the SEC. But what they say in here is essentially they say that the SEC has no grounds to be in crypto at all. So they don't deny that they committed any fraud in this filing that I see. They don't say that, yeah, we lied to our investors. We bought these Bitcoin miners and they weren't mining green tokens at all. And basically it sounds like a bunch of BS and horse crap, right? So excuse me if I automatically assume that Wright Thurston is maybe not a very honest person. And so I'm really concerned that he's pushing a lot of these whales and node owners to vote no on this. And let's go ahead and go one step further. Is he the good guy or not? Well, guess what? Crypto blockchain, which means I can look up your freaking address and see what you've been doing. Let's look at benefactor's address. Oh, wow. That's pretty freaking boring, Benny. You've been doing nothing and minting nothing. Let's go ahead and take a look at Wright Thurston's address. Oh, 4 hours ago, minted 19 million Gala. He minted it out and then he sent it to this address. We can of course follow it around if we want to see what's going on. 6 days ago he minted 6 million. Well, no, 3 million and 3 million here. 780,000, 10 million, 5 million, 700,000, 700,000. Let's see, 33 days ago, 40 million Gala. Okay, so what I'm saying is this 7,000 node owner whale, I am very sketched out that he has these nodes, period. And I for sure want to vote yes on this proposal so we could nuke these nodes. Now people are going to say, well, he could just like multi-account, right? Blah, 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 blah. How easy it would be. Just write a script, all this stuff. First off, I don't know exactly how easy it can be. All I know is you have to have 7,000 freaking emails. You have to forward all 7,000 of those emails to like one email in case a node goes down. Figure out which like node that like node is on, and like do a ton of work. Meanwhile, if you try to make 7,000 like Google accounts, you can't. After like making 10 Google Gmail accounts, they start forcing you to be using like a phone number or some way. So you got to figure out how to get around it. So my point is, yeah, I want to vote yes on this and at least force him to have to do the extra work. Okay, and put in the extra work if he is going to multi-account. I'm super sketched out. Now, if Wright Thurston wants to come on my channel and completely talk about what he's doing with all the millions upon millions of Gala he's minting and why he wants what's best for the Gala ecosystem, which I'm really sure that they parted ways with him like 2 years ago or so. I don't know all this information. I don't have it. But if anybody does, anybody has any extra information, anybody wants to talk about anything extra, you go ahead and you let me know, okay? And I'm happy to go back through it all. But I'm just saying, $18 million a fraud lawsuit, that sounds like fraud to me. I'm sketched out. So yes, I'm gonna vote yes on this proposal. I'm a small node owner, and obviously I'm happy to hold my Gala, maybe even up for a year, depending on what happens with the Gala, price and everything. Because with every day, as I'm gaining another point, I'm going to go ahead and just keep stacking, and you'll be earning a pretty decent amount of Gala, and you'll be taking essentially from those those whales and node owners. Now, I don't know what Benefactor's going to do with his. He hasn't said that he's going to 100% commit to anything, but as he has said before, his actions have spoke for themselves and what he's done with the company, burning the 21 billion Gala. And, he definitely does not want any kind of harm to befall the Gala ecosystem, and he wants success. Whew. Well, I might get in trouble for some of that. I have no idea. People might yell at me. Probably a lot of people. That's where I'm at, folks. As always, try to stay warm, Wookiees.